Hello and welcome to Heal Yourself with me, Sarah Dawkins. This is the podcast that shares real people sharing their journeys with you, healing conditions that doctors said they couldn't, along with health and wellness tips. So today I want to dive into weight loss because there's been a new drug released on the market. But why do we need to take a pill to lose weight? Really? Let's take a step back from this and look at where the weight came from. Why did we gain that weight? And there's a couple of reasons why we gain weight. One is learned habits from our childhood. We were given the size, the quantity, the foods that we were given that we then were raised on. And the other reason for weight gain is emotional eating. And we have so many emotions, and the television is showing us that we can eat when we go to the cinema, we can eat at birthday parties, we can eat at funerals, we can go out with friends and eat, and eating is associated with every single emotion. So it's not unreal to see that we can eat because of an emotion, because we're being programmed to. So what can we do to help ourselves? Because for those of you who know me from my younger years, I've lost 3 stone, which is 42 pounds, and it's about 20 kilos. I lost that when I was in my 20s, and I don't have scales, so I would say within, 7 or 10 pounds gaining and losing, I have maintained that weight over the past many years. So let's take a look at what we can do for ourselves, because we can identify habits, we can identify the types of food that we're eating and the portion sizes, the quantity of food that we're eating. And we can use smaller plates to eat less, and we can make better, nutritious food choices. So that's a couple of ways that we can learn to help ourselves. But this is only looking at the physical aspects of health and healing. And you can't heal purely in the physical. We need to look at the emotional, the mental and the spiritual aspects as well. And what are those? Well, the mental aspects is taking that time, taking some quiet time to sit down and really think about our eating habits, our food choices. Where have they come from? What's the origins of those? Are we just perpetuating habits that we've learned from our younger years? Are we perpetuating habits that we've learned from other people? Where have the origins of our weight increase come from? And why are we eating what we're eating to have gained that weight? We can look at the emotional side of it. Why do we feel the need to overeat or choose the wrong foods? And speaking from someone who's had bulimia in the past for several years, the bulimia I had came from overeating to squash emotions, so I didn't have to feel them. So if I ate, it took away the need for me to feel it and deal with it. So that is a huge point for many people actually. By eating, we don't have to deal with anything because we're just squashing it back down. So if we can take a moment and be gentle with ourselves and treat ourselves with compassion. Why are we overeating? What is it that we don't want to feel? Because we have to feel it to heal it. We have to. So can we take that compassion and look at ourselves with those compassionate eyes and give ourselves a hug and try and undo some of that hurt, that need, that compulsion, because it is a compulsion to overeat. Can we look at how we can deal with that and look at identifying the emotions underneath that compulsion to eat? What emotions are they? What are the origins of those emotions? And what is it in our past that we need to deal with so that we can heal whatever went on and the emotions around it? Because when we gain weight, if we look at the metaphysical aspects of it, as we get larger, people can't get as near to us. So metaphysically, we're putting a barrier around ourselves because of the weight that we're holding. People can't get close. So it's worth asking yourself, who am I stopping myself from getting close to? And it's a survival mechanism. It's a trauma response. We've done that to protect ourselves, to build this barrier around ourselves for self-protection. So if we look at it again through different eyes, through compassionate eyes, who am I trying to protect myself from? What am I doing? Because I've spoken to people recently who aren't even eating a lot, and yet they're not losing weight. So by asking that question, who am I trying to protect myself from? Who don't I want to hurt me? Who don't I want to get at me? And that's why I'm keeping hold of this weight as a barrier. We can start unravelling and unpicking the emotional aspect of that, why we're doing what we're doing. So weight loss doesn't need a pill. We do need to look at the physical aspects of it. What are we eating? Why are we eating it? When are we eating? How much are we eating? But also, can we get outside a bit more and walk? Just walking outside in fresh air will nourish us more, and the exercise is good for us. It will lift our mood and it will help some of those emotional problems. But it will also help tone our body. And reduce the appetite, so we tend not to feel hungry when we're out walking. Can we hydrate more? Can we sleep better? Because when we're sleep deprived, we have more of an emotional response. So if we can prioritise sleep, that too will help. And then, as I said, the emotional side of it. What are we eating to protect ourselves from? The mindfulness part of it. What can I do? Can I sit and mindfully eat? Just eat slowly and savour the flavours of the food that I'm eating and really enjoy what I'm eating instead of eating it as quickly as I can. And the spiritual aspects of healing is about getting in touch with that inner voice inside of us and listening to it, because it wants what's best for us. So get back in touch with that. Be gentle on yourselves. And please reach out if you need help. I've lost the weight. I was bulimic. I do understand. We don't need a pill. We just need love. Thank you. If you like this podcast, please like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Help me get noticed on the podcasting channels. Thank you.